Assalamu alaikum. I am Khizra and I belong to WMSC Peshawar. Today the topic which I have prepared for you people is about the introduction to biology, that what is biology and how does that works. So first of all we will define biology, that how biology is being arised. So from the definition, the study of life, biology may be defined as the branch of science which deals with life and all the living organisms which are being found inside the whole universe or whole world. It includes both the two types of organisms which are plants and animals. These are the two basic types of the living organisms. Other than these, we have another specialized type of the living organisms which are said to be the pathogens or the microorganisms. They may be variable, they can be bacteria, they can be fungus, they can be in the form of algae. So, first of all, before the definition, we would know a little history of biology, that how does the word biology is being arised from the past. From the ancient language, Greek language, which is said to be Unani in Urdu, the two words are derived for the formation of the word biology. It is comprised of bios, which means study, and life. Both are separately explained. The word bios means life. Life includes all the type of organisms which I have discussed before. It includes each of the three types: the plants, the animals and the microorganisms. And logos means to study or to know something about. That means biology basically deals, or it can be defined as the branch of science which deals with the detailed study of the three types of lives which are existing on the world or the earth biosphere. The whole biosphere is comprised of these three types of the living organisms. The term is finished now. Now we have to talk about the main pillars of the biology, that upon which terminologies or upon which branches the biology is being dependent. Biology is dependent on three basic pillars. As we build up a house, we need the base. Therefore, there are similar three bases or three pillars of the biology. Includes botany, zoology and microbiology. I'll repeat: botany, which is the study of plants. Botany may be defined as the branch of biology which deals with the detailed and complete study of plants. The plants can be as well micro or macro. That means the bryophytes till the tracheophytes, means from simpler to complex organisms. Similarly, zoology, it is the second branch or the second main pillar of the biology. It deals with the study of animals. Zoology deals with the detailed study of the animals. Animals should be of two types: the vertebrates and the invertebrates. There are 5 basic classes of vertebrates and 8 different phylums of the invertebrates. Each of these phylums and classes are being detailed studied in the branch of biology named as zoology. The third pillar is said to be the microbiology. As the name indicates, it is the detailed study of the microorganisms which we are not able to see without a microscope. So, the detailed study of these microorganisms is carried under the heading of microbiology. I would like to summarize these three. Botany is the detailed study of plants. Zoology is the detailed study of animals from micro till macro and all the vertebrates and invertebrates, whereas the microbiology deals with all the type of the microorganisms. Either they are fungus, either they are algae, either they are bacteria or cyanobacteria, etc. Now, other than these three pillars, we have a bit more about biology. We have five branches of the biology, which are anatomy first of all, genetics, histology, taxonomy, embryology, ecology, which is also called as the environmental biology. And last but not the least, obviously, it is immunology. Immunology basically deals with the study of the immune system or the defensive system of an organism. Now, we will start to talk about them one by one. Anatomy first of all. Anatomy basically deals with the detailed and complete study of the shape, the form and the internal structures of any type of living organism. The organisms include plants, animals as well as the cellular level. Cellular level, that means the micro ones which cannot be seen with the naked eye. Then if we talk about genetics, so it is a very vast branch of biology. It includes the cellular level as well as the genetic level. Genetic level means it includes the transformation or the transmission of the genes as well as the genetic characteristics from parents to the offcoming baby or the offspring. Obviously, we all know that all the living organisms have the ability to reproduce definitely. So, genetics is basically dealing and concerning with the genetic information or the transformation regarding their reproduction or the ways of reproduction. How can be a living organism being formed, or how will be its structure, its eye color, its hair color, its physique, etc. All of these characters study is being taken under the heading of genetics. Then we have histology, as its name indicates, that it is the complete and labeled study of the tissues. Tissues, what are tissues and how are they formed? Tissues are basically formed by the help of cells. First, we should know about cell. A cell is said to be the basic structural and functional unit of any of the living organism. I'd like to write it on the board. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of organisms. Okay. Now I have used two terminologies here. First is structural and the second is functional. I'd like to explain them a little bit. How does a cell act as the structural unit of a living organism? Cell act as a structural unit because cell is the building block for reproducing or to creating any type of a living organism. Nothing can be produced without a cell. So that is why cell is said to be the structural unit of a body. The second terminology is functional unit. How does a cell can be the functional unit of a living organism? So it can be the functional unit because without the cell, no organ system is formed, no tissue is formed, or no organism is being formed. So for the sake of formation of the living organisms, the systems and the organs, this cell is required, and that is why cell is said to be the functional unit of the body. Hence we got that cell is the basic structural and functional unit of any type of a living organism. Now how a tissue is formed? When two or more than two cells combine together which perform the same particular function, they will result to form a tissue. And the detailed study of these tissue is carried under the topic of histology. The second branch is taxonomy. Taxonomy basically deals with the study of the naming arrangement of the living organisms. That how does a living organism is placed in such a specific group. As I have told you people, that in zoology we study about the vertebrates and the invertebrates. So taxonomy enables us that how can we put organism in a vertebrate group or in a invertebrate group. So taxonomy basically deals with the arrangement and naming of the living organism. It includes a specified system of naming of living organisms, which is said to be the scientific naming system. These scientific names can be recognized over all the world and can be easily understood. These names can be the plant names and the animals name, which are said to be according to their branch names. If they are plants, so these names are said to be botanical names. But if these names are animals, so it will be related to the zoological names. And that is studied in taxonomy. Then we have embryology. Embryology basically deals with the study of embryo. Now the question arises that what is an embryo? An embryo can be defined as the developmental stage of an egg. An egg is basically the starting stage of creating a unicellular or a multicellular organism. But basically it occurs in the vertebrates, because vertebrates, especially the reptiles and birds, have the ability to lay eggs definitely. So if we talk about the developmental stage of an egg, that means it is taking place before the birth. That means it will take place inside the mother's body. If we talk about humans, it will occur in the uterus of the female. And if we talk about other animals, it will occur as in the birds in the egg. So all the changes which take place in this egg during the development till the birth of the organism, before the completion of the organism, this detailed studies is carried under embryology. Now we have to study about ecology, which is secondly named as environmental biology. Environmental biology can be defined as the branch of biology which deals with the living organisms and their interrelationship and interactions with each other, as well as their interaction with their external environment. So, if we say their good effects, it is also included in ecology. If we say their bad effects, such as the global warming, the greenhouse effects, etc., it is also explained under the environmental biology. Then we have immunology. As the name indicates, I told you people before, that immunity deals with the defensive system against any type of the pathogen. Pathogen may be defined as the disease-causing agent. So, it is the defense or the protective shield against such type of disease-causing agents as well as diseases. So, immunology deals with the study of this immunity system or the defensive or shield system of the body of any complex organism such as the plant and the animal. Okay. Till now, we have studied the before added branches of chemistry and biology, but now we will discuss about the modified biology branches. Biometry or the biostatistics, it deals with the study of the mathematical interaction or its interpretation in the biology field. We all know that maths is the mother of all sciences, so it definitely have a major part in the biology, because during connection and during the whole calculations of the genes and the checkerboards and etc., all of these are being carried under the mathematics, and that detailed study is said to be the biometry. The second modified branch is said to be biotechnology. It is the detailed implication of the technology on biology field or on the living organisms for the welfare of the living organisms. The living organism can be plant or animal or the human, etc., any of them. So, by taking benefit from them and by not harming them and ourselves as well. That will be enough for today. Thank you very much.